Hello friends, today we shall discuss a very important topic, an introduction to photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, as all of you know, is a very important topic in plant physiology. Photo means light, synthesis means putting together. Photosynthesis is an anabolic phenomenon. Photosynthesis is a redox biochemical reaction. In very simple terms, photosynthesis can be defined as a process. It is a process of preparation of the food by the chlorophyll bearing organisms using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of diffused sunlight. Photosynthesis is considered as one of the vital phenomenon. Of course, the very existence of the human beings and all the life on the earth is assured because of this physiological phenomenon. It is very significant because it makes use of the cheaply available raw materials of the nature, that is carbon dioxide as well as water, and it produces the carbohydrate, the most essential form of the food, as well as it releases oxygen. All of us know that oxygen is the very important gas that is essential for the survival of the organisms, and the global oxygen budget is maintained and it is assured because of photosynthetic activity. Now let me tell you some salient features of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes place in all the chlorophyll bearing organisms, and in eukaryotes the chloroplast is considered as the laboratory of photosynthesis or photosynthetic apparatus. Photosynthetic apparatus is also known as cellular converter. If you study the structure of the chloroplast, it is almost ellipsoidal in outline, and it possesses two membranes, an outer membrane and an inner membrane. The entire region within the chloroplast, within the inner membrane, is known as the stroma region or the matrix of chloroplast. And embedded in the matrix, there are numerous coin-like structures arranged one above the other, and this specialized structure is known as granum. The additional grana are interconnected with the help of intergranular lamellae, and it is within this thylakoid membrane the chlorophyll pigments are present. The chlorophyll pigments are very unique pigments. These are the biochemicals. There are wide variety of pigments, and the most important pigment is chlorophyll A, and it is having the molecular formula C55H72O6N4Mg. It is a very important pigment. It is a metalloporphyrin with a phytol chain. And of course, it is the important pigment because it has the unique property of absorbing the light energy, Now let us look into the general mechanism of photosynthesis. The mechanism of photosynthesis can be studied broadly under two headings. The first one is light reactions, also known as primary photochemical reactions. It is also known as Robert Hill's reactions. And the second reaction is known as dark reactions or Calvin's cycle, otherwise known as Blackman's reaction. I told you that photosynthesis takes place only in the presence of diffused sunlight. That's why the quality of light, the intensity of the light, and the duration of the light matters a lot in the process of photosynthesis. Let me tell you some facts related to the light reactions of the photosynthesis. Light reactions take place in the grana region of the chloroplast. Light reactions are light dependent reactions, and light reactions are very fast, vigorous photochemical reactions. It is a sort of physical reaction for that matter. And during light reactions, light is absorbed by the chlorophyll pigments. When we speak about the chlorophyll pigments, thylakoid membranes, you can also study the very important complexes that is found on the thylakoid membrane. There are 4 important complexes in thylakoid membrane, and the 4 important complexes are photosystem 1, photosystem 2, cytochrome B6F complexes, and the ATP synthesis. And these 4 complexes play vital role in the mechanism of light reactions. And during light reactions, as I told you, the chlorophyll pigments absorb the light energy. As a result of the reception and absorption of the light energy, the chlorophyll pigments, particularly the chlorophyll pigments of the reaction center, they become photoexcited. As a result of photoexcitation, the electrons revolving in the outermost orbit are expelled, and the energized electrons are accepted by the electron carriers. The electron carriers include A0, A1, Fx and FAB. And I told you that there are 2 photosystems. They are photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. And photosystem 1 is associated with these 4 electron carriers, whereas photosystem 2 is associated with pheophytin and plastocyanin. The electrons released from photosystem 1 travel, and it may or may not come back to the original position. Depending upon the travel of the electrons, we can consider 2 types of pathways. The first one is called non-cyclic electron transport, and the second one is known as electron transport, that is cyclic. During non-cyclic electron transport, the electrons released from PS1, that is photosystem 1, are not cycled back. Whereas during the cyclic electron transport, the electrons released from PS1 are cycled back. And during the transport of the electrons, obviously at one particular site, due to the difference in energy, there is scope for the formation of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Formation of ATP from ADP is called phosphorylation, and since the phosphorylation takes place in the presence of light, it is known as photophosphorylation. Hence, during light reactions, we can see absorption of the light energy, photoexcitation, electron transport, phosphorylation, and also the formation of NADPH. Hence, the ultimate objective of light reactions of photosynthesis are production of the assimilatory powers such as ATP and NADPH and release of oxygen. Normally, the release of oxygen takes place in the vicinity of photosystem 2. In the vicinity of photosystem 2, in the presence of some complexes and light, normally the water molecule splits. Normally, the water molecule splits, releasing protons, electrons, and oxygen. Hence, during light reactions, ATP, NADPH, and oxygen are released. The second phase of photosynthesis is regarded as dark reactions of photosynthesis, and dark reactions are also known as Calvin's cycle. And during the Calvin's cycle, normally there is reduction of carbon dioxide. carbon dioxide is reduced to the level of carbohydrate, that is to the form of glucose or sucrose, and there is also regeneration of RUBP. And normally the dark reactions of photosynthesis take place in the stroma region, and it is light independent reaction. Light is not necessary for dark reactions. So altogether, photosynthesis is a very vital and most significant process, and that is influenced by multiple factors. Hence, we can also apply the law of limiting factors proposed by Blackman even to photosynthesis. So light, temperature, water, carbon dioxide, and some internal factors like distribution of the stomata, protoplasmic factors, and the immediate transport of ATP and NADPH. These matter a lot and they affect and influence the process of photosynthesis.